Guys, good night to you. Good night to all my subscribers and those that are visiting my channel. Tonight, guys, I want to share with you a very important, very important topic. But before I begin to share with you about what I'm about to talk about, I just want to say to wish all my subscribers a productive and a safe week. And for you that have not subscribed to this channel, I'm asking you to please subscribe to my channel. Please press the subscribe button and please share the live, because this video will be about crime and violence targeted towards women and children in Jamaica. But I know that it is not only in Jamaica that they have crime and violence that are targeted towards women and children. But I can only speak on, my experience and what I know about firsthand what is happening in Jamaica. So guys, I'm from Jamaica, and I want to let you know I have the right to speak about crime and violence, because as a woman, I have the right to speak about crime and violence, because crime and violence since the year 2025, since the year started, crime and violence has affected a lot of women and children in Jamaica, and many of them have lost their life. A lot of them went missing, and when they are found with their bodies decayed. Guys, this is very serious. Sometimes, as young ladies, I'm very afraid. We are very afraid to go out, because guys, let me tell you something. You have a lot of, especially the crime and violence that is taking place towards women and children is in Jamaica are young people. Young men are doing these things. Young men, some of them are just smoking the cocaine, not the cocaine, the ganja, and I don't know what's happening. I don't understand about these young men in Jamaica, guys. Most of them are in their early teenagers to about late 20s. That Jamaica has gotten so much that I don't know what to do. If a decent young lady want a man in Jamaica, a decent young lady in that age bracket want a man in Jamaica, I'm sorry for these young ladies nowadays that will be looking for men, especially these young men between the late teens to the late 20s. I don't know what is happening, guys. I'm telling you, we as female, we have to be very careful who we talk to, who we go out to. We have to get to know the person that we are going out to and date, whether we meet them online, wherever, because some of them are wolf in sheep clothing. So guys, as I said, this topic is gonna be about crime and violence. Crime and violence that are taking place in Jamaica. And I'm going to share with you a few instances, a few examples. Since the beginning of 2025, we have the first one that took place was the young lady. We saw this young lady. I think she came from Kingston, and they found her body. I think it's somewhere in Portland or St. Mary. They found her body. She was naked, thrown naked, and they throw her in the bush, rape her. So I don't know, they took her body from Kingston and carried to St. Mary and dump her body. So they rape her, because when they found the body, she was naked and she was raped. The other one that I know of was a young girl. I don't know what about these young men, these men. Some big men too, guys. Some big big man. So even though you have the young men are committing crime and violence, you have some men that are going, elderly men, meaning by, going around and raping, having sexual intercourse with children, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 9-year-old, 12-year-old. What? Some of these men are in their 40s and their 50s, and they are going after young children, less than 10 years old. And the other day in St. Elizabeth, they have this teacher. This teacher, they caught him. He had he was having sexual intercourse with I think it was a 10-year-old. It was a 10-year-old or 6-year-old. They caught him having sex. They find out that he was having sexual intercourse with a young child, not even preteen, less than 10 years old. Big man in their 30s, 40s are having sexual intercourse with these young kids. And then you have the young men now. The young men, I find that I'm finding that the older men, like in their 30s and 40s, I don't know what kind of fantasy they have about having sex with young children. The other day I hear about a little 2-year-old. A little 2-year-old that was a man had sex with a 2-year-old girl, and she died. The little 2-year-old girl died. I don't know what is happening. Why these older men are having sex with under 5 and less. You can imagine. And then the younger men now, I am wondering if it's the cocaine that they're taking, but I don't know what they're going around and they're killing. They're taking out these young ladies and they're killing them. The case, if you hear about this case that took place, and I felt it for that poor father. That father, guys, when I hear about it, because I have a daughter. I have a daughter, so I have to talk about this because it affects me. This could be my daughter. This could be me. So I have, as a Jamaican, as a woman, as a Jamaican, as a mother, I have the right to talk about the violence and crime that is happening towards women and children in Jamaica. It is a reality. It is a sad reality. And somebody have to talk about it for what it is. And I want to send a message out there to young men and that are going around, older men that are having sex with young children, men that are going around kidnapping women and taking them, kidnapping them, then raping them and killing them. You must understand, you don't have any heart. Mothers out there crying for their children. Can you imagine what these young, women have to go through at the hands of men? Some of these women, they don't even know. Some of these women, they not even know the men. The young lady from UTech, she was going to UTech. She was going to the University of Technology. She just started in September. She just started school in September. She was doing pharmacy technician. It was her first year. She started in September last year. And she came from the parish of Montego Bay. So I can imagine that she doesn't know the Kingston that well. So I can imagine that because she don't know Kingston that well, maybe she have to take taxi, and go wherever she's going because she don't know the place. And imagine she took a taxi, and when she took the taxi, they say it was a Uber or something she called, and she took a taxi to go where she was going. And they what I heard was that the taxi they charge the taxi man. They because when they call the Uber company said that that man has stopped working there a long time ago. So the man have a car driving around as a Uber, you know, driving around taxi. Take the young girl, take the young girl, rape her and care and go and dump her body in Portmore. Can you imagine how that father is a single father? I don't hear of her having any mother, no of her mother died. But what I heard about the story, and I hear about the story, I feel so sorry for that father, because that man had a dream from our daughter was very young. Before the daughter started to go to high school, the father went with the daughter. When I think she was 8 at the time, when they show a picture when the father carried the daughter and the UTech campus, and was showing her around the place. And he was saying to her, this would be where you will be coming in the future. This is the university that you were going to go to. So it was a dream of her and her father to attend the University of Technology. And there comes a wicked person, just kill the dream, kill her, kill the dream. That dream that the father had of sending her daughter to the University of Technology to become a pharmacy technician, just vanish into thin air, just die like that because of some heartless, wicked, heartless man just took the life of somebody like that. And I'm wondering if these men that are going around and doing these things, if they don't have sisters, if they don't have mothers, they don't have nieces, if they don't have grandchildren, if they don't have daughters, they're going around and doing these things. I'm wondering if sometimes they can put themselves in the space of these and say to themselves, what if it was my daughter? What if it was a family member of mine? Would I want this to happen? So this message is here to tell the young girls out there, some of these things are caused by relationship, um, relationship, you know, a relationship gone bad. So sometimes you're having a relationship and it gone bad, and you decide you're gonna leave the man, and the man is gonna kill you. So I have a few. I'm gonna share with you some examples and have some message for the young ladies, and I also have a message for the men. So another one was the girl, the 9-year-old girl. She was in the this man was in the prison, and he was in prison, and he was out on bail. I heard that he was out on bail, and I don't know, somebody he wanted to stay by. I don't know if it's a relative or a friend house. When you come out of prison, you might not have nowhere to go, because sometimes people don't want to host you at their home when you just come out of prison. So anyway, so the person that he went to host them did not want him there at the house, because they have a young daughter, a young girl. And remember, this man went into prison for rape. He went into prison because of rape. So because the person that he went to, the family that he went to host him there, to stay there, didn't want to for him to stay there, he got upset and wait until the daughter, the 9-year-old daughter, was by herself at home. And I think it was in there, they had a short break from school, a little holiday, was a holiday break or something like that. And the young lady, the little girl, was at home with her sister. Maybe her sister was somewhere around the place. She was alone. And that guy was there spying out the house. And because they did not host, because the family did not host him, the guy slipped in the house, raped the little girl, the 9-year-old girl, and threw her body into the barrel. You went into prison for rape, and you're on bail. Before you behave yourself, you come out and you get take revenge and commit another crime of raping somebody's daughter. And what they do, and when they were trying to find him, he run away to another parish. Anyway, somebody report that they saw him and the police pick him up. When the police find him, they say that he had some gun or something on him, so the police shoot him on the spot. The police shoot him on the spot. So you come out of prison for nothing. You better did stay in a prison. You better he stay in prison. You better you didn't put him on bail because you come out of prison to lose your life. You went into prison. You went to the prison, and you get released from prison, and you come back to do the same crime for which you was put in prison for. The next one now is about this little this autism. This girl, I think he was 8-year-old autism boy, and I don't know if he wandered away from home or whatever. But when the mother was out, reporting that her son was missing, and he was autistic, and he was missing, and it was on the radio, it was on social media, and his picture that anybody see him, they could report to the mother. She give her telephone number and everything, because sometimes these little kids are autistic, so they might not be thinking as a normal child. When they search and they search, after some days, they find the child somewhere far from where he was living, in the back of a car. They say there was this old vehicle on the road, a vehicle that wasn't, that wasn't working. In some a old broken down vehicle that was parked for many years in the road park. It was of no use. Nobody was using it because it was old, and the body parts, everything gone. So I don't know what's happened, but the people in the community say when they pass the vehicle, they smell a foul scent. So they call the police. When the police come and they open the trunk of the vehicle, they saw the little boy, the autistic boy, at the back of the trunk of the vehicle, decayed, body decayed. What could an 8-year-old boy do that somebody would kill that little 8-year-old boy? The next case, the latest one now, as I said, these cases might be just coincidental. You don't have to. Some of them are relationship. They derive from relationship issue, and it could be, and some of them are derived from those, coincidental, just normal crime. You don't have to know the person. You just person that's going on a rampage, killing people. The latest one that I heard just took place the other day was about a relationship gone bad. So I get to understand that this man and this woman was killed, and they find her body dumped in a cesspool. Her body dumped in the cesspool or the pit. You know that part where at the house where you have your feces and everything, where the feces go, that's where they found the body. The case was that the young lady was in a relationship with a man that lived abroad, and the man somehow get to understand that she was cheating on him. He came to Jamaica, and when he came to Jamaica, he did not get to tell anybody that he was coming. Only a few people know that he was coming. He did not tell the young lady that he heard that she's cheating on him. He came, and when he came, he said to her that he want to take her out. So he came to her work the evening, pick her up from work, carry her down to his house in Mineral at Milk River. And what happened there at the home in Milk River, though, no, but some problem between the two of them, and he ended up killing the young lady and throwing her body in the pit, the cesspool where the feces, you know, feces go down. And I heard that what they did, they use, after they throw a body in the pit, they use fresh concrete. They concrete it up, fresh concrete it up, so nobody could smell, could find our body. So when the father hear about it, because the young lady had left a voice note to one of her relatives and tell that relative that he's gonna be with his boyfriend is gonna pick her up and she's gonna go down by the boyfriend house. So that boyfriend did not know that that boyfriend did not know that um that she had left a message earlier to one of her relatives to let the relatives know where she was going. So they went down by the house. They called the police when the girl was missing and tell them what happened. The police did not come and respond on time. And what happened? The guy, because of that now, the guy took a plane the next day and went back to New York. So when the police eventually, when the father decides, say, since the police did not respond in time, they're gonna the father and the uncle and some other men went down by the guy's house in Mill River, and they were searching all over for the body, and in the compound, and they said they see this freshly concrete place. So the father said, my instinct, is telling me that she's in this pit that they freshly covered. And he was saying that he want them to open the pit, to knock it or open the pit. And they call the police, they call the person that is taking care of the house, and they said that they would have to wait until the next day because the police would have to come on this and that. So the father said he can't wait, he's not gonna wait, he want to do it himself, gonna do it right away. So the father and the uncle, they took hammer, whatever, and they burst open the cesspool. They burst open it, and when they look, because as they start to open, they smell a scent coming, there's a cesspool. But when they look, they see like a body wrapped up in a white sheet, covered up in white sheet. So when they open it now and take off the sheet, they realize our body was started to decay. And then when they took off the sheet, the father could identify that it was his daughter. Plus, what they did, all of our phone, our house key, our desk key, our ID, and our TRN, they put it in a bag beside her in the right beside the body. So that is why the father could have identified that is his daughter. So because of that vice note that she had sent to her relatives, now they charge the guy, they charge a boyfriend, and there was another woman and a man that was involved in the killing. So all three of them got charged. So can you imagine that guy? You know how Trump is going on abroad. Trump is deporting people. I even hear that the guy have a wife and children abroad. So is his sweetheart. It is his sweetheart that he came to kill. Yes, you might spend money on her. So because you spend money on her, you have your wife and you have your children abroad, live abroad, and you spend money on your sweetheart. If your sweetheart decide to leave you, it's not lost to you. It is not your wife. It is not your wife going away from you. You took plane and you come out here with one intention, was to kill the girl, secretly kill her, and go back the next day to New York. What happened now? I get to understand that you know, there is a warrant out for him. So now they're gonna lock him up, and he's gonna go to prison, and he's gonna get deported from America. Because if you have any criminal charges against you right now, how Trump are going, how Trump are going, how Trump are going, the US president are going, the least good thing you do nowadays, you get deported, whether you're a citizen or you have green card, you're gonna get deported, and you go and mess up yourself like that. When they when they send out the authorities to find him abroad there, just that bad record, you're gonna get deported, you're gonna get locked up, and you spoil up your chances just because of a sweetheart, not even your wife, not even your wife. So this is what I have, the message I want to say to you. Oh dear. First, let me start with the young ladies. I will address the young ladies, the mothers. Whether you're a mother, your wife, your sweetheart, I'm gonna address you. Mothers that are responsible, have children. I'm gonna address you first. No, for you as a mother and you have children, be careful. Be careful of leave. First time you could leave your children at home and they are safe. You cannot do that no, young children. If you're leaving your children at home, you have to have somebody that you can trust to leave them with. Because that 9-year-old girl was left at home, and if somebody was at the house that is responsible adult that was at the house, maybe that guy wouldn't have the chance to come in and rape the little 9-year-old and throw her in prison. So you cannot be just leaving your children at home by themselves. You don't know who is targeting your home. So when when you leave your children at home, you don't know who is targeting. You cannot leave your children at home. You have to, if you can't carry them with you, carry them leave them with our relatives that you can trust. Because even some of the relatives, you can't even trust some of the relatives, because they will do the same thing to you. So you have to be careful which relative you leave your children with. So guys, I'm telling you, as mothers out there, fathers out there, don't leave your children at home. And if you're going to carry them to school, make sure, nowadays they are kidnapping children coming from school, children going to school, they are kidnapping them. So you have to make sure, if you're carrying your child to school or your children to school, you make sure they are on the grounds of the school compound, and the grounds of the school compound, before carry them to school, especially those those younger ones under 10 years of age. Carry them to school. Make sure that they reach in the school compound and go and pick them up. If you can't pick them up, get somebody, a taxi that you can trust, a taxi man that you can trust, and don't take any. That you find one taxi man that you can trust. If you don't have any relatives to help you to pick up the child, get a trusted taxi man that you can trust to go and pick up your child. And when you pick up your child, either you have them, make them stay at a daycare, or you make them stay at work with you, or you have somebody at home that can stay with them until you come from work. Don't leave your children to be wandering on the road like that. I see some little 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old going to school by themselves all around on the road up and down. They don't know danger. They don't know this happening, and people are kidnapping them and doing all of that. So mothers, when you have your little children, your little 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, those age group, try as best as possible of carrying them to the school, getting up early, even if you have to make them go to school and the school compound early, carry them to school early, and make sure that they, when school is over, you either go and pick them up, or you get somebody that you can just pick them up. If you don't have anybody at home to take care of the child and you can afford to drop them off at daycare, may the taxi man drop them off at daycare. If you have a relatives that they can go and stay with, or you make them come at your workplace and stay with you. I see a lot of people at my workplace when the children's school is over, what they do, they go and pick them up and they carry them to the workplace. Sometimes the workplace have a little place where the children them can stay and play and do their homework. At least they are there right beside you. Don't let them go home by themselves for somebody to target the home and come and harm, rape, kill your child. Because guess what, when they rape them, they're not gonna keep, they're gonna kill them because they don't want the child to go and tell, say, is Tom, Dick and Harry doing it, or identify them, so they're gonna rape them. So when you have to carry a child, carry them to school, pick them up and carry them to your workplace and make them stay if you don't have nobody at home to stay with them. And if you can't afford to send them to a daycare and make them go to daycare when school over, carry them to your workplace. Because you see what is happening to the crime and violence that is taking place with the children now. Teenagers, mothers with teenagers, you're not, I'm talking to you too. Some of these teenagers, you realize that enough of them have been also taken, kidnapped, and raped. So I'm talking to the teenagers out there, and mothers, pay attention to your teenagers. I know that when they reach certain age, they're gonna have attitude, they're gonna want to be around friends, but you have to pay close attention to your teenagers, because guess what, some of these teenagers are going out and they're gonna go with friends and they go with the bad company, and they go and they end up with the bad company and get kidnapped, go places where they don't know, get kidnapped, get drugs out, and rape, kidnapped and raped and killed. So mothers, keep a close watch. When school over, you have a teenager, you make sure them at school. Make sure they're at school. Give them a phone. I know some of these school, you can't use the phone in the classroom, but make sure they have a phone. And when they reach on the school compound, make them know if they have to go to school by themselves. Let the teenage, when they reach on the school compound, if you can go with them, if you can't go with them, if you don't, if you drive, if you're a person that drive, have your own vehicle, you can take them to school and you can pick them up. If you're a parent that have a transportation, for the mothers out there and the fathers out there that don't have any form of transportation and you have to rely on the bus. When you take your teenager out and you send them to take the public transportation, you need to check up on them. You give them a little phone and check up on them. How far you reach? You reach, where are you? You reach the school as yet? When they reach on the school compound, they tell, I say, give me a shout. Let me know when they reach on the school compound. Once they reach on the school compound, you say, all right, you can put away your phone. When school over, you'll find out where they. If they are on the way home, when they reach home, you ask them, if you are still at work, ask them, where are you? Are you at home? Keep on checking up on your kids them. Keep on, give them a little phone so then, and you grow up your child in a way, you grow up your children in a way that they can talk to you, and they and you can not only be a parent but a friend to your children. So keep a regular checkup on your child, your teenagers. And if they are going out with friends, make sure you know what friends they are going out, the type of friends they are going out with, and where they are going. And if you don't feel comfortable in sending out your teenagers, don't send them. I know that some of these teenagers are very rebellious and they don't listen. And sometimes they don't let the parents know where they're going. And because of that, they get themselves into trouble. They lose their life. So this message for the teenagers also, your mother and your parents know best. Sometimes your parents tell you to do something and you don't do it, and you guess what happened? you end up losing your life. That is why the Bible says, children, obey your parents, that your days may be long upon the earth. So when your parents tell you don't go follow bad friends and do certain things, and you disobey your mother and your father and go follow bad friends and go in, you go with your friends and there's a gang war or shooting in the air. And because you didn't follow your parents, you go in the air and get shot and dead. You don't live long on the face of the earth, you're dead before. So that is why the Bible said, children, obey your parents so that your days can be long upon the earth. So mothers, pay a close attention to your young children and your teenagers. Follow upon them. Make sure that they reach school wherever they are go. Make sure they come back home. Make sure you know where they are going. So if you think, and make them know that if there's danger or anything, they should call, they should keep in contact. Some parents are out there, they don't business with the children, they just left them on their own, they don't find out. It's only when they don't see them come home, if they see after hours, sometimes even after hours they know that they're supposed to leave school certain time and they don't. And even after hours they don't see the child come home, they don't call around. When they see it gone to 1 day, 2 day, them start to report it to the police when the, when the child could have lose their life. So you have to give a regular checkup on your children. Make sure that they are okay, mothers. Don't leave your children with any. You have to know the type of relatives you are leaving your child with, or your children with. You have to be careful what type of friends you're leaving your child with or your children with. You have to be, as a parent, you have to be vigilant. In this time when you see so much crime and violence is going on, it's best for you as mothers, if you pass as much, I would recommend. There's nothing important. If you have to go to work, you say, boss, I'm gonna be a bit late, a little late, but I'm gonna carry my child. I have to drop my child off to school, and I have to go and pick up my child. It is best to talk to your boss and let them know, and drop your child off, and you pick up your child, At least you might be late for work, but at least your child is alive. You can dare rush go work and leave your child in there till the child dead. If you lose a job, you can find another job, but you're not going to get back your child. So sometimes if you say, I have to work, say, boss, I don't feel comfortable. I'm gonna, with what's going on, I'm gonna carry my child to school, and when school over, I'm gonna pick it up. So if I'm a little bit late, I will try work back the hours. Or to get off the work, and I don't have to work overtime. I just put in by the hours. But it's best for you to go carry your children to school and to pick up your children from school. Or if they're going out any function, if it's, you must have to be with the school or a church group where big people are there. If they are going out with friends, you have to be careful when they are going out by themselves with friends. Make sure you know where they are going. And nowadays, with what is going on, find out where they are going. Find out where these friends are going. If it's not a place where it's safe, if it's not a place where you think it is safe, as well as nowhere can be safe. Anyway, crime and violence can happen anywhere. Anything can happen, but find out where your child is going. If you have a vehicle and you can drop them off, you can drop off the child and you can pick up back the child. It is good. Now I'm gonna address the mothers out there. Mothers, you might out there have a child, and you have a child and things don't work out with you and the father for that child, and you separate, and there comes another man in your life. Now this child have a stepfather, and especially if it's a girl child you have, be careful. You just can't just carry any man come in at your house by your child. So you understand? Before you make the man start to come to live with you and your girl child, get to know what type of man this person is before you take a man come in there. You don't know before you come and let and come and come in your house. That that could be a pedophile. You can't do the house. Because enough of these pedophile, you know, when they want the children, they friend the mothers. They friend the mothers. So the mother might think is them they love, but pedophiles, they're not interested in older persons, older women, children they want. So they will, in order to get to the children, they are so loving to the mothers. They would come and they give the child ice cream. They carry the child out. They love it. And you no mothers, you might just want a father figure in your life, father a figure in your child's life. You just want to be, you know, a man that would love your child as you love your child. So you're gonna say, oh, this man love my child, and this and that, and take care, and him buy her, and buy him anything you want, and so forth. And you start to relax, and you start to leave the man up with the children, knowing that all of this, you have to be, not all men are like that, but some of these are pedophiles, and this is how pedophiles work. So you have to be careful. Even though they're nice to your child and they buy them anything you want, just remember that pedophiles, in order for them to get close to the child, they have to befriend the mothers. And they will, when they befriend the mothers, they will treat the child as their own. But behind it, one intention they have is to have a little time by themselves to start to finger the little child, finger the breast, do all of this until when, you know, and they watch the child grow up, and they start to do further until they start to have sexual intercourse with the little child behind your back as mothers. And when they do that now, they will threaten the child and say if they tell the mothers this, what they're gonna kill the child, and the poor child is so afraid to tell the mother what is going on. So mothers, be careful with the type of men that you carry in your house, because you want a father figure, because you want a father figure for your child. Be careful, because pedophiles, when they come, they attract the mother first, and when they come, they are loving to the child, but behind, they just want the opportunity to abuse your children, you sexually abuse your child. So be careful. Don't be too quick to just, because they are nice. These men are nice to your children, you leave them in there, and they come in and rape your child. You because they say, oh, this man is so nice, I can just leave my child with this man. I can just make this child go and pick up my son, or pick up my daughter. These people, some of them are pedophiles, so you have to be careful. Get to know the type of person you're hanging out with before you lego them up on your children. And some of you mothers, them put man over on the children. Make the see the man breed these stepfathers and sometimes stepmothers abuse on the children. And because love the man and the woman over on the children, and because they are providing for the family, sell out on the children them, and make them abuse them, beat them, broke them up, or kill them because of material possession. Now, the next one I want to talk about, women. I keep on telling you, especially the younger women, they're not learning, You young ladies not learning at all. I said times and times, and I said, if you see a man, if you don't want the man, not take nothing from the man. Stop going around and abusing, take man and take the money and gin them and use them, and you don't want them. Remember, these men have to go out there and they have to work hard. Some of the time the money they give up, is they could use it to take care of themselves or to save it to buy out or to buy a car to do something productive. Don't take the man money. Don't take the man money if you know you don't want the man. And then when you get enough, you decide to tell him, say, you don't want him. It don't give the man the right. Men are gonna want to kill you because of that. And that is exactly what is happening in Jamaica. We know for these young ladies in relationship. They're no fight strive because the man have been taking care of them, send them at school, do this for them and take care of them, and then no decide to leave the man and the man kill them. I am not condoning it. The man should not kill. I don't condone a man killing a woman. But you see, this is what happen when you want to use people. It's not every man. Some men will walk away and take their losses, but some men are not gonna do it. So young ladies, it's time for you to get independent. If you don't love the man, not take the man things, go and find a work and take time, save a little money and go back to school, go get a better education and work and save a little money. Satisfy, learn to satisfy. Some of you know I work too. Some of now work, young ladies at work, and because you know see one of the lady in a big hairstyle, big shoes, nails and everything, you know, slip on a little pay and I say, all right, me pay, I can't do this, you know. Me have to take care. So me want me hair for do. Me want me nails to do every 2 weeks. Me have to do my nails every month. Me also me have to do my hair or every three weeks me have to do my hair. So you start to get red eye because other young ladies I look good. So you have to be up there. You have to live among your means. And in order for you to live above your means, you're gonna see a man out there and you're gonna, as we say in Jamaica, you're gonna boops out the man. You're gonna take the man things and start to you know fix up your hair, do this, and the poor man now might be this, you know, look, your young ladies love them, and they are saying, oh, this and that, only to find out that you never love them. They find out you never love them, you want to leave. Some of young ladies and even some older ladies too are cause own debt. If you don't love the man, don't take the man things, satisfy with what you have, save a little money and everything, and every bashment come by and nothing it. Satisfy. It is because of greed and material things in life make enough of young ladies lose on a life. And I can't doing it. But be careful. Save your life. Not make material things carry you to your early grave. The next thing I need to talk about too is the men. Men. I need to talk about you too because I'm talking about everybody. You might take care of a woman. You might send her to go to school. But it don't give you the right to kill her. It don't give you the right to kill her. Sometimes you when you meet a woman, just start to flourish her with money. You have to do your local research. You need to test this woman. You need to test this woman to see if this woman really love you. You need some of you a bit too foolish too. Some women are like Delilah. Some women are like Delilah, so they will pretend, they will love it, dove you, and they do everything like Delilah. Don't be a Samson. Don't be a Samson. Get to know the woman and not just fling out money so without you get to know the woman. And if you were doing all of that, you wouldn't, before you'd get to find out. If you were doing all of that, testing the woman first. See how she operate when you just meet her when you not give her no money. See how she operate if she gone already. Someone not using no money for flaunt. Someone no men using no money for catch woman, for attract the woman. And because you don't start off attracting the woman with no money, it just becomes now a money situation they want to know for. But if when you meet this woman, you say, all right, she asks me her money, I mean, I'll give her money. I go see how she reacting at the first when the relationship start. If you see the woman that she get vexed and she don't have nothing to do with you and this and that, you got no test her out and know, say, I don't see money you want, and you run for your life, so you're not going to end up commit murder and find yourself God jail, or you have to commit suicide because you killed somebody. So young men, you know, have to kill the woman because you get. I'm not condoning a man to kill a woman because a woman take them things. Some men also use women. Some women give man money and take care of the man, and the man left them gone to another woman. So it go vice versa. So whatever I say about the man, it go for the woman, and whatever I say about the woman, it go for the man also because it go vice versa. Now you have when you come on to cheating, you married men out there, you know you have your wife and kids, and you meet a young lady out there you have a fear with, and you start to have a fear, you start to cheat out there. So you have a sweetheart out there. Remember, I don't condone adultery in marriage. I don't approve of it because when you have a wife and you start cheating out there, start committing adultery out there, whether it be the man or the woman. Once you have a wife or a husband and you start to commit adultery, you are inviting the spirit of lust, the spirit of adultery in your life, in your home. It has to follow you. And when that spirit come in to your home, it is gonna cause you to your happy home to mash up because once you start to commit lust, you start to lust after somebody, you start to commit adultery. You are gonna be thinking about this woman, and it's gonna cause a problem in your home with your wife. It is gonna mash up your home because Satan, you give Satan a leap or now to come into your marriage and mash up it because Satan is out there to mash up marriages. And one of the ways Satan mash marriages is send a Delilah in a the man life for him to go commit adultery, and you send a handsome man with money to the wife for the wife go commit adultery for mash up the relationship too. So once a person married and you start to commit harbor lust in your heart and you start to go there and to commit adultery, you are inviting the devil in your marriage. You are inviting the devil in your marriage. So the Bible says that when you look upon a woman that is not your wife and you start to look upon her, you start to lust, you have already committed sin in your heart. You already committed sin even you don't do the act. So these, and when adultery take place, lust and adultery, it can lead to death. It can lead to a breakdown of of the a good family ties. It can break up a happy home. It can lead to death. It can lead to all kind of problem, guys. And I'm talking now. Lastly, I'm talking to you, young men, and you old men out there, men in our 50s, 40s, 30s, going around and 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 troubling the little 1 year old, the little 2 year old, the little 5 year old, the little 6 year old, 7 year old, 8 year old, 9 year old, 10 year old, 11 year old, 12 year old. You're not going around and troubling them. I am saying God is watching you. God is watching you, and the Bible said that anyone should hurt a young child. It is better for um, a milestone to come up on his head, because once you molest a child or you do an innocent child anything, you're gonna suffer. You put a curse upon yourself, and the curse not only go upon you, it go upon your children and your children. Once you harm a young child, because the children them have the angels watching over them, and once you put a child to cry, You put a curse on yourself. You men out there that are going out, whether you're old or you're young, and you're raping out the babies, young little child, toddlers, preteen. How no go out there and penetrate? How no go out there and penetrate inside a young child like those? Big man with a big something going there and penetrate a little young child. You men out there that are going, young men that are going out, whether or not be taxi man, pretending to be taxi, whoever, taking women, young women, kidnapping them and raping them, and then throw them body out there. You no can't find one woman. Is it that you don't know? Is it that you don't want to want to mind no woman? You don't want to spend no money? You don't want free sex? So you just catch woman on the road and sweetheart them and then take them and rape them and throw them away because you don't want go find a woman or go married and find a woman who can settle down to spend money. Or maybe is it that you're not kinky? The best way to enjoy sex is to rape the woman. So some I don't know men don't know so kinky. Some I know men so kinky that the only time you enjoy sex, it have to be brutal. You not fight the woman for the sex, you have to rape the woman and I kill the woman, cut up the woman, and not rape the woman, and cut him, not cry him, not kill him, not rape him. So I not kinky that way there. And them type of sex you don't want and now you not get it from a normal woman, so you not rape. The Lord God Almighty and look down and I put a curse upon myself. No found no man out there when no out there do them something and out there do them things like a woman and when no see them when the Lord bring another one up on the roadside and I beg money and I beg this all kind of crosses. You no can't find no job as you don't get the job, you no can't hold it. Nothing good now go on in a life. You know, go soon start in from prison, out in and out of prison. And you know why I could follow no? Because a curse I follow no. Because you know hurt innocent people, you know shed the tears of innocent people. And this is a warning for us to stop it. Because God is looking down and God is not sleeping. Young ladies and young, when you go there, mothers, pray over your children. Pray over your children before you send them out. Pray over yourself. Women, pray before you leave your house. Pray that God help you for journey mercy in or out. When you pray, the Lord will protect you. You know, come out of your house and not praying over your children. You know, not pray over yourself. Ask God guidance and protection for the day. That the angel will encamp on you, around you. Oh, no need to pray. Mothers pray over the children, young women pray over themselves, and no not gonna where no angels can follow no. Everyone we have with angels. Everyone we have with angels. Are followers, but sometimes the God angels now go follow we when we are going to do wrongs. The angel now go in and nowhere. If you are going to do wrongs, the angel gonna left you. And so I not go do some place, when I go some place where angels can't follow no protect no and not end up dead. So the good news that we heard this year that when it come on to gang war, the crime and violence gone down a bit, but I see a rise in crime and violence against women. The gang war with the gunman and gang killing one another gone down a little bit, but what rise up? The killing of women and young children. That is what rising up. So this is my message. It pains me, guys. It pains me that, We are living in a society as women and as men. We can't trust with one another. The men them can't trust the women them can't trust the men. When God created man and woman, the creator created man and woman when he make Adam and Eve in the garden what to be wife and husband. The woman is supposed to be um the man other half. No, we are seeing our society where the man can't trust the woman where God make for him, and the woman can't trust the man where God make for him. So these are the things that is happening in the country. And we as Christians, we have to pray. As Christian, if you are a Christian mother out there, if you are a Christian, we need to pray for the nations. We need to pray for the crime and violence that are happening to the young women and the young children in the country. It is not easy to live in a country where you feel you have to be, when you're walking, when you're going, and we have to look behind you. And I wanted to share with you something very important, guys. I don't know if I can find it. Oh. Computer's moving a little bit slow. Hold on there. Some of you may not like when women talk. But when I talk with justice, because I talk about everything. I don't exclude the women. I know I talk about it, and what I talk about on this video, it go vice versa. Many women use men, and men use women. But what I know, guys, because guess what? A woman with a woman with be with a man, you know. A woman would be with a man, and the man cheat on her. The woman spend on him, and the man cheat on her and leave her and go marry to somebody else and move on with a different relationship and leave her. The woman, what the woman are gonna do? The woman might cry and leave, but the woman not go kill the man. The woman just take her last and go on, but the woman not go kill the man. But the man, if it's the other way around, the man leave the woman might use you and leave you and move on to somebody else, and you know you go kill the woman. Guys, the video, I realized that um the video turned vertical instead of horizontal, so I should have turned the video the other way around. So guys, I want to share with you some of the ways, you know, we can stop violence against women and children. So I want to share with you some of the ways the government, we as the people of the country can stop violence against women and children. To stop violence against women and children, it is a very crucial thing. It's a very crucial thing to address the root causes of violence. Empower women and girls. We need to empower our women and girls and ensure so we need to empower. So some of the ways we can stop violence against women and children. So some of the ways are we need to empower women and girls and ensure support services are available. Key strategies. So some of the key strategies include promoting gender equality, educating communities about responsible relationships, engaging men and boys in the fight against violence, and providing access to resources and safe spaces. So, so guys, I want to as I said, I'm gonna look at some notes because I'm giving this video and I can't just give you this video, do this video without having a solution to how to address the issue of violence and and crime towards women and children in the country. So as I said before, we have to empower our women and children, or women and girls. We have to empower women and girls so that they can know that, they don't we have to motivate them so they can feel confident in themselves, that they don't have to um put themselves in a lower class, or think that they are not worthy. That they have to empower them so that they can, uplift themselves, to think that, to give them that mindset, because some of these young ladies, are growing up, and children are growing up in homes where they are bullied, where they don't get love and attention, and they think that they are, they don't get that, they don't feel that they are good looking. They don't feel that they can make it in life. They don't think that they are worthy of anything good. So any man come their way, for the women, any man come their way, and show them love, they're not even going to take the time to find out if this man is genuine, because they are not taught about what a genuine man is. They are not been taught. They don't know. They don't get that good guidance guidance from their parents or their guardian to know, what to look forward in a man, what a good man is all about. And it go vice versa for the young boys them too. But as I'm dealing today with this, the topic is about violence against women and children. So some of these young ladies, they don't feel confident in themselves. They don't think they grow up in homes where they are being mistreated, and think until they are ugly, they are not worthy, nothing good gonna come out of you in life. So they grow up with that mentality to believe that they don't know what is real love. They don't know how to value themselves. So when a man come by and show them, nice to them, they think it is love. And some of them think, by having sex with a man, it is love. So they don't understand until they get used and the man gone left them. Some of these children, young girls, young children, they grow up in home where they are physically abused, verbally and mentally abused. So they don't feel happy. They stray away from home. They run away from home. They are looking for love. Otherwise, they don't, so they and they find themselves in the wrong company, and also think, looking for love, looking for appreciation, that they're not getting from their parents, getting from the guardians or their family. So they go there looking for those things in the wrong, with the wrong people, and these people hurt them, and sometimes they lose their life. So as I've said before, saying to you some of the ways we can stop the violence against women and children in this country, especially girls. We need to we ensure we need to empower our women and children. We need to empower them. We need to ensure we have support services. We have to make sure the government have to make sure they have support services in where the children, even young women, that they need guidance, counseling, that they feel if they are going through any mental problem, they are stressed. We need like guidance counselors, place where they can go for counseling, support service, where they can go and talk to, if they don't have any family members to talk to, they don't have any friends to talk to, they need somebody to give them good advice. They have, the government need to set up, have places like these, social services place, for more social services place all over the country, because sometimes it's only in the city you can find these support services available. So they don't have it in the country areas. So the government needs to set up support services for these for women and children. We need more of those support services. Place counseling where they don't charge them. Free government set up these free support services or counseling. Have offices where they can go to get free counseling. Another thing is we need to have key strategies. Some of the key strategies we can use are: we need to promote gender equality, make sure that women and men are safe. Not only men, women and men are safe. So we need and the lives of women are as important as the life of men. Gender equality, and gender equality is not only it deal with all type of gender. So the key strategies include promoting gender equality, educating the communities. So in the communities, we need to have a lot of these free counseling places, our guidance counselors, social services department in these communities, especially the communities in the ghetto communities. We know a lot of violence and crime take place in the ghetto, and people are not, some of these people are not are very poor, and we have a lot of gang war in there, gang activities, and all of these, because where poverty is, you have a lot of things happen to the women and children in these communities. So those communities, the government need to set up support services, such as having places where they can go for guidance counselors. We need to have a lot of more police station in those areas and so forth, where so the community can feel safe, because there's a police station around, and might be these bad men or these men doing these things would, when they see a police station in the area, they might not think twice to do this crime. So we need to also, as we say, educate in the communities. The government go out there, have social services. We go out and have community meetings with the females in the communities and and talk about issues about relationship, about keeping safe, about who how to how to keep your children safe from crime and violences, such as where they go, which home they go, who you mix, you send your children, who they stay with, who's at home with them, how they go to school, how you pick them up. Or you talk about relationship with the young, and educating the teen ages, the children not to go with strangers, who they're going, what kind of friends they're going out with, what teaching the young women to be independent, work and take care of yourself. Government need to set up in these areas not only communities where they can learn about these things, but the government need to set up free training fast areas, free training facilities. Like for example, the government need to set up places like places where some of these young ladies, they can't go back to school. The parents don't have any money, they don't have anybody to send them to school, and they can't find a work because they don't have the subject, because they never go to school. So the government needs to set up some trades in the communities where young women can go there and they can learn sewing, have sewing classes set up where they can learn to sew, where they can bake in class, where they can learn to bake, or to set up little places where they can learn to do trades like mechanic. I know they have heart, we have heart in Jamaica, and a lot of people are not educated that heart is free. So the government, as when they come in the communities and the social work services come up in the community, they need to tell them about heart and the heart trust, where you can go and you don't have to pay any money. They need to, so some of them not even know that. So they need to go in the community and tell them that they have free facilities where they can learn trade. So they need to know. So another thing they need to do, teach them away from teaching them, away from promoting gender equality, away from educating um, educating communities about respectful relationship. You need to engage men. You need to engage the men also and the boys in the fight. So when they come in the communities to have these social talks, social services talk, or these counseling session, they need to let the men be a part of it, and the young men and the boys be a part of it. Also, where they talk to them about violence, about the harsh reality of violence and crime against, about about violence and crime, and how to fight against violence and crime, how to protect themselves from violence and crime, how not to get themselves involved in violence and crime. They need to let them know what the effect violence and crime will have and the community and the children and them, and if they get involved in it, and what the outcome of it will be, causing death, um, losing them life. They can either go to prison and mash up the and end their career, and just spend a lot of years in prison, go to prison, and spoil up yourself because of badness. You end up in prison instead of making something meaningful for your life. So these talks, when they come in the community, they talk about women and children. Women and children, they need to engage the men of the communities and the boys in it too, so they stop committing these crime and violences. So, and provide access to resources and safe space. So as I was saying, you provide access to resources like books, pamphlets and things that can help them, educate them about good relationship, safety, safety, how to take care of your child, how to make sure your child's safe, how things that they can learn to help them so that they can lessen the amount of crime and violence, or maybe eventually stop the amount of crime and violence that are going on in these communities. So by sharing resources and providing safe space, it can help them to be educated in how, you know, how to prevent these crime and violence. So we're going to look at some more details about crime and violence. So, what is the root of why crime and violence are happening to women and children? And why is these the men, the persons that are doing these crime and violence to the women and children? Why? What is the root cause of it? So, there are some things about it. Some men, we need to address harmful beliefs about masculinity and femininity that can contribute to violence. So we need to address the need to address harmful beliefs about masculinity and femininity that can contribute to violence. So what now? A man believes that in he is masculine and him have more strength than the woman, and he's in charge, so the woman have no say, so the woman must just be quiet. The woman must just the woman don't have a say. So she in our relationship, and she and things that going on, the man might have the right to believe that because he's the man, he's supposed to beat her, he's supposed to physically abuse her, mentally abuse her, and then something there. And I'm only saying that men, it's only up to men, because women do it too. But because this topic is about violence against women and children, I will just be addressing the men when in this one. Maybe another time I will look at the aspect of men, but right now I'm doing against violence against women and children. So some of these we need to address the harmful belief that some men have about the perception on women and women's worth. Woman is not only there for you to say, I am the man of the house. When I say what I say, you must do it. God make Adam, Eve to be a helpmate for Eve to work alongside him, to be in company where the two of them can um, work together, where they can build together, they can share together. He never make Adam feel beat Eve, feel abuse her, and all of that stuff. So each of them is supposed to love and respect one another. That was how God make Adam and Eve. But you have some men, because they are men and they have more power, they can beat the woman. So they believe that that's his by abusing, physical abusing, mentally abusing, and sexually abusing a woman. That is how men supposed to treat women. Some of these men, they grew up seeing their fathers do that to their mother, so they have that belief that is how women are to be treated. And when they can't treat the woman like that, when the women start to rebel against that type of behavior, they will kill them. Promote gender equality. How can we promote gender equality? In order to promote gender equality, you have to ensure equal rights and opportunities for women and girls and children. So when I talk about, ensure equal rights and opportunities for women and children in all aspects of life. So one of the ways we can promote gender equality is to ensure that we have equal rights and opportunities for women and children, for women and girls, especially in all aspects of life, including education, employment, and political political participation, because we realize that um, for women, sometimes a woman will go and look at job and they said, oh, a woman can't get this job because she's a woman, she can't do it, because she's a female, but she can't get that job, and so, and then the equality, some people believe that for women, when they're on the job, is only men can be managers, only men can be managers and in certain position in the company. And only some men, when you go for a job, they say, no, is a man not looking for a woman, not going to able to manage this job. So we have to ensure um, equal rights and opportunities for women and girls in all aspect of life, include in the school, in the employment, and in political participation. So even in the political arena, if you realize, most of the ministers them in the political arena are the ministers, the local government, most of them are men, because they are saying women is not strong enough. So that is where some of the um, and so that trigger from the home in which we grow up. You have brothers and sisters in the house, and they treat the men as they treat the woman in the house inferior to the man, to the son, in the woman inferior to the girls inferior to the son, and say, oh, you, because you're a man, you can do this, you can do that, but the woman cannot do that, and so forth. And because of that, no, from it start from the home, then it trigger out into the communities, and then it trigger from the community in the wider society. So that is why in the politics, you'll find, when you look at all them, the ministers of government, most of them are male. When you look at even in the local government, most of them that are in there are male. So certain jobs, you realize that is men have more head those jobs. So so we need to take close attention to stop making our women believe that they are inferior. You understand? Another thing, transform attitude and beliefs. We need to transform attitudes and belief. So some of the ways we can transform attitude and belief: work to change harmful attitudes and norms that perpetuate violence, such as those related to traditional gender roles. So we need to work to change harmful attitudes and norms that perpetuate violence, such as those related to traditional gender roles. So, for example, what is this saying? In order for us to transform attitudes and belief, for example, in the home, you have parents, and they have brothers and sisters. They will say, oh, it's only the female supposed to cook and clean the house and tidy the house, but the boys must go outside and cut the grass, and go water the lawn, and go and feed the goats, take milk the cows and so forth. But the boys are not supposed to do no housework. So we need to look at it to know that in this society, men need to learn to know how to take care of the home. They need to know how to cook. They need to know how to keep their house they clean and wash their clothes, because when they get old and go into society, they might be away from, have a sister or a mother can do it, and they have to do it on their own, and they don't know how to do it, and they have to get people to do it. You understand? And sometimes they might, when they're in the society on their own starting life, maybe they don't have the money to employ a helper, so they're gonna, and they don't know how to do it. So we need to move from that tradition where it's only woman can learn to cook. Only the daughter is supposed to learn to cook, to clean, to wash the clothes and so forth. You need to know that men need to know to do it, especially in a society where both the wife and the husband have to go out there and work to make two ends meet. And another we can look at, empowering empowering so we're going to look at empowering women and girls. So one of the ways we can empower women and girls, keep we have to give them educational and skills development. So on some of the ways we can empower our women and girls is to keep them in school and provide them with access to educations and skill development opportunities. So this is a very important point. So enough of young ladies out there, why some of them have to be going around and taking things. Not some of them, most of them, not all of them. Most time when you see women have to go around and to depend on a man, to take care of her. Sometimes these men, because they know the woman don't have an education or they know that they don't have a work, they abuse them physically, verbally, mentally, and sexually abuse them. So, and enough of the women them have to go there and because of needs they have to go and be sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Sometimes sleeping with men that they don't love, just to order for them to get money. And sometimes, as I said before earlier, that they don't love these men and they take the money, and the men end up kill them when they don't want to show them the love that they because the women don't love them, it's the money they want. So when government set up systems and put system in place where they are empowering women and girls by providing education and skill training development for them, by making them, make these young girls go to school in some of the ways, give them free education so they can go to school and finish high school, and can able to go to college if they want to go to college, or provide skill training after high school where they can go and learn a skill, whether hairdressing, dressmaking, catering, if they don't have the money to go to do higher levels, but give them a trade, let them have something where they can go out in life, and work and make a living for themselves. So that is some of the ways you can empower women and girls, by sending them, making them go to school, finishing preschool, prep school, finishing high school, go to college or go and learn a trade after high school, so them can have a school skill or education so that they can work and provide themselves. So whenever they go and talk to somebody and they get mistreated, they can leave, or they don't have to, just because they can take care of themselves, so they don't have to jump at just any relationship come their way. They can pick and choose and see what is best for them in terms of relationship. And they don't have to go there and take men money, because they are working their money. Although you have some women out there, they're working their money and they're still greedy. Those are the ones that are losing their life. And next thing we're looking at is leadership and decision making. Leadership and decision making. So what do I mean? What do I mean when I talk about leadership and decision making? We need to include women. We need to include women in decision making at all levels. So we need to include women in decision making at all levels, from local to national, to ensure their voices are heard and their rights are respected. So in order for some of the ways we can empower women and make women feel a part of the society, a part of the home, a part of the community, is by including them in leadership and decision making. So in the home, the woman is have a right, can say, make some decision regard to what happened to our children, how the home is run, how the finances are, you know, how taken care, how, what type of home, what to discuss about finance issues, what they want, whenever they are going to make big plans of buying a house or a car, the man and the woman supposed to can come together and say, this is what we're going to do. It's not only the man supposed to be in leadership and making all the decisions, the woman need to be a part of it. And in the community, how this work in the community, you have community where you have like neighborhood watches. It's not only the man can be in leadership, you can have women taking part in these, because when you have, for example, in communities where you have neighborhood watch, these are one example. You have a community where you have neighborhood watch. You have, and the neighborhood watch now, you have like the president of the neighborhood watch. You have the secretary, maybe the treasurer of the neighborhood watch. What you can do, sometimes people are looking for the men to be the president of the neighborhood watch, but sometimes the woman can be president too. Sometimes the woman can be president of the neighborhood watch. So I'm just giving an example. Even in the workplace, and it's not only a man can be the manager, women can be the managers too. So we need to, get out of that tradition back, that and come, because we're living in a world where, things have changed. We're living a more, what should I put it now? Technology advance, where everything is, you can get the technology is doing everything. Sooner or later, robot is going to take over the work them from man and woman. So we have to understand that we have to make women feel a part of, leadership and decision, from their home, to the community, to the nation, and as to the nation, like as I was discussing. Also in the politics, we need to see more women be ministers of this, ministers of that, not only men alone. We need to see an equal distribution of women in politics. So then let us look at creating safe place, safe environment. How can we create safe environment for women and children? How can we create safe environment for women and children? So some of the ways we can create safe environment for women and children is provide safe and accessible. So to provide safe and accessible spaces for women and girls, such as shelters, helplines, and support groups. So safe place that we can create for these women and children is, we need to provide shelters. So if a child, our woman is verbally, mentally, physically, sexually abused at home, they can go to these, shelters. When they don't have anywhere to go, any place to go, they can go to these government shelters, and and they will be taken care of. They will find places to stay, food to eat. They could call, the government need to set up a lot of helplines where individuals can call these support group, and call for police, call the police, call the social groups, these shelters and so forth, where they can, get help when they are in trouble. Call the police and so forth, and call places where they can go and get help, because enough people, enough young ladies, and even children don't know that we have a lot of support groups in Jamaica, and some of them they know, but they don't have a number. So these social groups in Jamaica, like shelters, and those places that take in the homeless and the needy and so forth and things, they need to advertise themselves. They need to advertise themselves. When you go on the road, they need to put up posters and billboards, and with and where they advertise it on the TV, advertise it on the radio, where people need, women and children are not safe, can call in, where they can go give addresses, and so where they can go and get help. All right, we're looking at community mobilization. Community mobilization now involve community members in efforts to prevent violence, raising awareness, and promoting positive and social norms. So community mobilization, we need to get the community involved. Every community need to be involved. They need to set up systems in the community where groups in the community, social groups in the community, where they can practice, where the communities can take part when there's anything happen to the women and children. They can, call the police. They can get involved to, to prevent these women and children in the communities from being abused. So when the communities, in the community, when they set up these community mobilization, so when your neighbor, you must be your neighbor's keeper. So when a neighbor see a child or a woman being abused, they have these hotlines, or the police, where they can call in. Sometimes people are afraid to call the police, because the very police that they call, sometimes the police, they say that the police is the one that go tell on them, and next thing they get the people come and kill them. So people are afraid to even call the police. But you can call hotlines, have hotlines like social group, place where community can call and tell them what, and then maybe that community, that support group now can call the police and so forth. But we need to, as a community, when we see anything happening in the community, we don't just turn a blind eye, but we get help. We get for the women and children. So when you live in a community where men with no, are the whether it be a gang leader, whether it be a woman beater, raper, a pedophile, whoever in the community, when they know that the community stands strong and they come together, they're in a community that when any of these pedophiles, kidnappers, murderers, when they come into that community, they are so afraid, because these community will come together. You have some community in Jamaica, when you commit any crime, these members of the community will come down on that person and take justice. They don't wait on the police to come. They take justice in their own hands. Sometimes by the time the police come, that offender is dead. So people, men, these offenders that are committing this violence and crime towards women and children, if they live in a community where the community is strong in support of the women and children and make sure they are safe, they're gonna think twice to come in such a community and harm women and children. So they need to have community mobilization. Each community need more community mobilization awareness need to take place in the 14 parishes of Jamaica. In the 14 parishes of Jamaica. Public safety measures. So this one that I'm looking at is um, public safety measures. How so some of the time people don't know what is mean by safety, what is safety. So we have to educate them. The government need to educate these communities about public safety measures, and that include implementing measures to ensure public safety, such as put street lighting in the community, security patrols, and bystander intervention training. So these in the communities we need to have street lights. Some of these now no electricity, there are no street lights. So when women going on the road and they are coming from work or going from church or wherever they are coming, the streets is dark. So when these women walking and the children might be walking on the road, they will kidnap them and rape them. So they need to have more street lights in the communities that don't have any street lighting. They need to have security patrols where the police come now and again in the communities and patrol the areas to make sure everything is alright. So when police come in the area and patrol it, frequently these criminals might not want to do anything because they don't know when the police is coming to patrol the area, the community. You need to have bystander intervention training. You need to train people in the communities how to if there's not if the social worker cannot come or the police cannot come as quickly, you have to have people that are trained in the communities that can take on the role of of a, a, a counselor or a social worker. You understand? So they need to have training in there. So all these that I just talk about come under how to keep the community safe. So guys, I'm gonna end this live. So let me just give you run through again. Let me just run through how, as I was talking about the crime and violence in towards women and children in Jamaica, and I was giving you some tips. Guy, on how to prevent it. So first I looked at address what is happening in the country, and I address what was the root cause of violence and crime. I look at I talk about what is the root cause of violence and crime towards women and children in the country. Then I talk about promoting gender equality, ways in which we can promote gender equality. Then I discuss with you about promoting gender equality. I talk about transform attitudes and beliefs. I look at ways to empower. I look at some of the ways we can empower our women and children, and especially women and girls. I talk about that, and we look at economic empowerment as well, leadership and decision making. We look at that, and then we discuss on a broad topic. We discuss about how to create safe environment for women and children, and we look at some topics under some ways that we can create safe environment for the women and children, or community mobilization, safe space, public safety measures, strength in support services, so we look at those ways we can create safe environment. So guys, I know that you don't like to watch the videos. you don't like to watch a long video, but I just hope that whoever come across this video, they will find something, interesting to watch, something very interesting to watch about this. They find something important that you can learn from this video. So I'm gonna end the live. Oh my God. Why you come off? I didn't say that. guys, I'm gonna So guys, I'm gonna end this live.